What is up, guys? Got a new video for you guys today. We're digging into the Cabrio even deeper. We're going to be opening up the transmission, upgrading the differentials, and we actually noticed some things when we did this. So we'll show you guys that, we'll show you guys the results, and shout out to Devin for making this all possible. Old girl is out. Let's show him where the diff is gonna go, Dev.
So I was just showing Owen here, this is where the diff sits in the transmission. The quote ring gear sits here, but this gear is just a regular angled cut gear like your first or second in your transmission because this is a transaxle. So yeah, we'll start popping her apart and build it up.
Hell yeah. So as you guys saw, we got the trans out, and just like every project, we discovered a couple things. So here's the flywheel. Dev, you want to tell them a little about it?
So while I was under here, I noticed that this thing's already worn enough that it's starting to rub into all the bolts and stuff. And to be honest with you, I really don't like these two-piece design. This is like a cheaper eBay style one. And I'd rather just not run this, since as you can see over here, when we pulled the rest of the clutch apart, somebody has obviously put a disc in it. The disc is pretty new, as well as this. Obviously the car sat, so you can see that there's some like pitting from rusting, but other than that, most of the machine marks are still in there. There's no lip. So in my honest opinion, I think somebody tossed like a new flywheel and pressure plate and clutch disc in there, and they didn't change the flywheel. So I'd like to get rid of this design anyways, switch to an OEM style, and then we'll get new one resurfaced up and ready to go in the car.
Nice. Let's do it. Clutch is good. We're gonna get the flywheel out, get that resurfaced. Let's do it. All right, guys, so there's day 3 of building the Cabby trans here. We got it right here at Devin's shop. So we got it all cleaned up yesterday. We use this awesome cleaner. If you guys ever want to use it, is aluminum steel cleaner. We got it at some local truck parts store. It was in Boyertown, Associated Parts. So if you guys ever looking to clean it up, it really cleaned this thing up. So now we're about to start taking it apart to get the new diff in and see what else we find. So we'll get a time lapse for you guys right now. All right, so Devin got it all apart. Tell him about it, Dev.
So here you can see the diff here. This is a stock differential. It's still in here. We're gonna have to pull this main shaft out. I'm just gonna pull this out of the way right now. Side. This is like your shift forks. Basically, this is what you're controlling. That's what that robot goes down through. So this would be selecting all your different gears. We're gonna get a good look at that. And then, yes, this is the input shaft. This is what the engine spins. And this is the main shaft. So this is what you're shifting on here. We're probably going to do some modifications to these gears here so that it shifts a little nicer. I'll show you that then. We're going to take some sets of 3 off of here. And yeah, we're going to get this diff out. We're going to get it apart, and we'll get back to you when we're at that point.
Hell yeah. Got the new diff out, and we discovered something. What did we discover?
So this guy apparently has the most impeccable luck I've ever seen in my life. Somehow his diff pin did not drop out of there because this one spider gear welded itself onto it, so it couldn't drop out of there. But I guess a diff was much needed in this transmission. When I saw this little bit of metal in here, I was thinking that it was probably your diff. I didn't say nothing but I figured it was.
Just wait to see.
It was probably from this.
That could have been the whole transmission going bad.
Yeah, if this diff pin drops out of here, it'll wipe out the entire backside of the case. I have one up there. We can show them, and then you can see that like it'll destroy the entire transmission, and nothing will be usable pretty much.
So this was needed.
Yeah.
Diff.
Great timing.
That's going to be really good for burgers and Burnies.
Perfect timing.
Getting the diff all ready. Good.
Alright, so at this point you see we got the ring gear off, we got the new diff in here. I put the bearing on the one side. Anytime you do this, you really want to like you just do it with a square, or you could put your main shaft back in. but you can see that that's obviously not going to clear. So if you put your transmission back together and you don't do this, you're obviously going to have some problems. Your car's going to have a hard time moving. So you need to make sure you clearance these bolts. You can kind of see that's about how much you're going to have to take off. Shouldn't really affect the strength of them or anything, but you got to kind of grind that off there, because otherwise they're not going to clear this main shaft and you will have problems.
Here is the last look on the inside of the trans before it starts getting closed up. We got the new diff in there, got the bolts shaved off so they clear everything here. And then Devin modified the trans a little. You want to tell them about that, Dev?
So old school trick here is you can take 3 sets of 3 off of the gear here. So this is your shift slider. So when you're shifting, this is engaging from one gear to the next. So by doing this, this would be your first gear. So when you shift the second now, instead of having to line up all those teeth, there's a lot less. You can go in a lot easier into that gear instead of having all these teeth to line up. So we did that on second, third, and fourth, because you're not really slamming fifth and you're not slamming first because that's a down gear. So there it is. It's pretty much ready to go at this point.
Oh yeah. Trans modified, ready to rip. Diff's ready to rip. Let's start packing it all up. There you guys have it of the old Cabrio. We put a lot of love into this thing and we're finally gonna put it out on display at Burgers and Burnies coming up in about 1-2 weeks, depending on when the video comes out. I have to apologize just right from the get-go here. I did test it. So it is tested. There was clumps of rubber here and clumped of rubber here. Those are the new marks. She is sending burnouts well. I'm gonna leave the anticipation until the event. I want you guys to come out and hopefully we'll have some videos coming out of it for you guys that weren't able to make it. So stay tuned, it's gonna be a good one. Some of you guys might have noticed in the background, I got a truck. So we got rid of the SUV, we got something bigger to haul. I already got rid of my storage trailer. As you can kind of see, some junk in my garage. And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I noticed it dramatically that the walls in my garage needed some love. So we painted my entire garage. Videos are gonna be coming out even better soon. Stay tuned, guys. We got a lot coming this year and you guys are not gonna wanna miss it. I'll see you guys in the next video.